So obviously there is a lot going on right now in the economy, and some of this has to do with the money that we're making, the jobs that we have, and at the end of the day, we might not be able to afford the loan payments that we have. But I just want to warn you that if you are going to skip your payments, or if you've got emails and stuff like that, there are a couple problems that I want to go over in this video so that you're aware that if you skip a payment, you might have some consequences, and so that's what this video is about. Because if you've got a car loan or a mortgage and you end up getting an email from those actual lenders to skip a payment, then it might actually be something that you can do without much consequence, but you definitely want to be checking their fine print, and that's the first thing that I want to talk about. You have to do your research on exactly what you're doing. So if it's coming from your lender, that's a good thing because they're going to have everything written down for you. But if you're just going off of rumors in the news that you can skip your mortgage or you can skip your rent, I would definitely do your research so that you don't have major consequences in the end. And one of the biggest problems that I'm seeing with skipping a loan payment is that a lot of us think that you don't have to pay that back. And in most instances, you are going to have to pay that back. You're either going to have to do it on the back end, which is ideal, or you might have to do it in just a few months. But it all depends on the fine print between you and your lender, because they all have different things that they're going to go over, and that's exactly what you have to be paying attention to. So for instance, if you still have 34 months on your car loan that you owe and you decide to skip a payment through the lender, and if it's on the back end, then this is a good thing because that means that you just have 35 months more to pay on because they're just going to push the loan back 1 month. And that's not really a big deal because you're not going to see that for a really long time. And that's what most of us want to do. You want to just skip a payment and have it go to the back end, and it's not really that big of a deal. But I have heard horror stories about lenders that want their money back within just a few months. And this is a huge problem because if you have a $400 car payment and you skip 2 of them, then on your 3rd month, they might actually want you to owe $1,200. And that's probably not going to happen because if you needed that money, you're going to be using it for other things and you're not going to be saving up the $400 a month that you need to pay off your car. So definitely check the fine print, do your research, and make sure that you are confident of exactly what's going to happen if you're going to skip a payment. And as a last resort, if you can't find any information on skipping a payment from your direct lender, then I would call them or email them and have them tell you exactly what's going to happen if you skip your payment. Because if you can't find any information, then at least you can call them and find out something a little bit more. Now, the other problem that I'm seeing with skipping your loan payments is that some lenders are actually reporting this information to the credit bureaus as a late payment. And this is a big problem for your credit score because it is a huge chunk of your credit score if you're having late payments. So definitely make sure that you do your research, find out what's going to happen and if it is going to affect your credit score. Now, obviously, if you have no choice, you got to do what you got to do. But if you do have a choice, make sure that you're doing it smart and make the right decisions on skipping a payment. Because your credit score is actually a part of a whole bunch of different categories, and each of those categories has a different weight. Some of them are high impact, some of them are low impact. And it just so happens that your payment history is the biggest chunk of your entire credit score at 35%. And if you make a late payment, it can actually stay on your credit score for 7 to 10 years. So definitely don't make a late payment unless you absolutely have to, because 7 to 10 years is a really long time and it's affecting a very large chunk of your credit score because it is high impact. So at the end of the day, if you are going to choose to skip a payment, just make sure to do your research and find out also if it's going to affect your credit score. Because there are a lot of lenders out there. I've actually personally got a few emails. I've done the fine print. I've checked everything from them, and they are good deeds that they're just doing for their customers. So for instance, my auto loan, they allowed me to skip a payment, which I didn't choose to do that. But if I did choose to do it, it was just going to happen on the back end. I might pay a little more interest, and they're not going to report it to the credit bureaus, and that's a good thing as well. So all in all, that was a win-win if I wanted to skip that car payment, and that's just what we want to do. We want to do our research, make sure everything's safe, make sure it doesn't affect our credit score. Now, if you just happen to find this channel, I'm Jason with Honest Finance, and I make a lot of videos on different topics that'll give your life and your finances more value. So if you do have an interest in that type of content, feel free to subscribe. But thank you guys for watching this particular video. Have a great day.